Welcome back to Backroom Convos. I'm your host with the most, Lesego M, report, aka Shoot Your Shot, and maybe you might get a chance to call me Daddy like Cairo. Listen, if you are a fan of pots, stay tuned because you might like what we are cooking. Today is Car Tunes Day on a Tuesday with Lesego M, and we're talking about tunes of the week or the tunes of the day. Which song did you really like or enjoyed listening to on today? It's a Tuesday afternoon. So yeah, man, I was supposed to release this episode earlier on in the day, but given the workload that I was experiencing today, so that's why this episode is coming on this late. But I do apologize for that. I think let's head over to the song of the day. So the song of the day is Bayazi. I was listening to the song myself, and I was just surprised at how old this song is. So the song has been released by Africori. Remember, I told you that I had an interview with Yul Keenan, who's the founder of Africori Africa. So this distribution, the song was distributed under Africori, featuring people like Java the DJ, Tito M, Vino Keys, and Sleazy Sleazy, Nobantu Vilagazi and Cowboy. Or Melo and Sleazy, Nobantu Vilagazi and Cowboy. I'm so sorry for that. So the song currently sits at 2.9 million. This is on YouTube alone. There's also like other DSPs such as Spotify and Apple Music, which also have their own numbers as well, like independent numbers outside of YouTube. And I've heard the song on clubs. I think last week I was at a club and this song came through and people went crazy. They lost it alongside the song Epasini. Those two songs, I feel like those whenever you go to a gig, one of the DJs that's in the lineup, they're likely to play Epasini or Bayazi. So yeah, man, my take today we're talking about Tuesday. That really rhymes. It's a mouthful though. But yeah, let's get over. Why do I sound like I'm in radio? So let's talk about it. So I think today, as I mentioned yesterday, that we are going to talk about Kelvin Momo's new album that was released last week, Friday. The album rather features 30 songs on the album. It's 3 hours 41 minutes so long. So this is like I think the only other person that was able to release as many songs as this, I think it's Chris Brown who has the record for like a lot of releases in a single album. I think also this is like my opinion. I think also like releasing an album with so many songs, it takes away from the enjoyment of like the good stuff within the album. Uguti, if you give us we'll say an EP, it's like one to like 5, 6 songs. That's an EP. Anything beyond that is an LP. It's no longer an EP. It's an LP, like long project. Then EP, it's more of like the short version in 5, 6 songs. So LP, an album. EP, short music, 5 songs. So that's what that stands for. So I think going back to my point, where like if you listen to an album that is like a lot of songs such as this one, Yaka Kelvin Momo, it takes away off of like the enjoyment of like I haven't like fully listened to the album, and I think the reason for it as well is because I've I've maybe just let the hype die down a bit so like I can give you my honest opinion on the album. And the reason I say that is that if I was to give you a full review of the album now, it would be filtered, or like there'd be propaganda within that, or filtered by a lot of people that have been talking about the album, saying the album is trash. And I think I've heard more people say the album is trash than I heard more people who were in support of the album. So yeah, I think that's the reason I'm just going to give myself the time to let the hype die down and just give you a full review later on. But yeah, the song features 30 songs, which also includes the Giddy Jazz as an intro. I'm sure you listened to it. I really enjoyed the intro, and as I enjoyed the intro, I also listened to a bit of like the track that Aries was featured on. in when like I feel like if I was to be honest with you, I feel like it's more of an artist type of thing when we speak about Momo or like Kelvin Momo in Aries. I'm like, okay, like it's the mixing and mastering. We can hear that the mixing and mastering, it's not as on Kabza's level, but some people were saying Uguti, that's Hachka Kelvin Momo. And he features one of the guys from the United States. I think this guy, I think Beethoven is one of like producers that produced for people such as Drake, Rick Ross, just to mention I think the game as well. So Momo worked with him rather in a song called Donna Donna. So for those of you who didn't know, so yeah, man, he did that. So the last song of the album is Bala featuring Skies. So yeah, man, do let me know what you think about the album for those of you who've listened to it. And I saw even Reason, who goes by the name, who went from Reason to Caesar Alkaline, and Sticks as well. I think I might be wrong. I don't know, but wherever this Reason, Caesar Alkaline, and Sticks, there's always like nice music. And whether Sticks and Kelvin Momo, they never disappoint. If you listen to Ivy League as well, if you listen to Ivy League, you hear the chemistry between the artist and the producer. That's what I'm talking about. So, and I get when people say, Wuti, we can never have another Ivy League, we can never have another private school piano. And I think that music is experience. I get it. Like music is also experience. You remember he released a or is it Gorilla? Is it no? What's the name of that album? Before I butcher it, what's the name? What's the name? I'm looking for the name of the album he released 6 months ago. Yeah, it's Gorilla. I'm right. So like the name of the album that he released 6 months ago is Gorilla, which means peace. Corolla means peace. Yes, Corolla means peace. So yeah, man. So I think this album, I'm just going to give it a full review maybe next week Friday when we do like, or next week Tuesday when we do the music review. I'm just going to like fully give you a breakdown of my thoughts on the album. It's 30 songs. It would be unfair for me to like give you a review of 30 songs and the album was released ka Friday. And like it would be, I need to sit with the music, listen and get you know the core and like the artistic element, because Momo, I believe, is artistic. And I think one thing I see with the features within the album, I see this is like more of a commercial album, because if you look at the features though, if you look at some of the features such as C, you look at Alkaline, you look at Reese, you look at Zizi, you look at okay, Babalwa M, she's bound to be there because of Momo. You look at Sinom Solo as well. Those are like people that are on the commercial platform. You look at Ben Rose is also like a commercial artist. You look at Nia Pale. As much as Nia Pale is like a bit behind, but she's also like where we're a commercial artist. You look at us, like I think majority of the artists, not majority, like 50-50, it's 50-50 with underground artists. But I think the sound was more, I think when we look at the market, that was, I think this is like from the marketing perspective, maybe they were focused onto like penetrating the commercial space and winning some of the fans in that. And I think as far as like PR, they didn't achieve that because the album is, according to people, the album is trash. Haven't listened to it. You see what I mean by opinions that are filtered. So that's what I mean. So yeah, man. If you listen to the album, do let me know in the comment section, and please do not forget to follow, like, and subscribe to get a notification for each and every time I drop in new episode. I'm your host at the most, Lesego M Daily Report, aka Shoot Your Shot, and maybe you might get a chance to call me Daddy like Cairo. So yeah, man, it's Tuesday. I know some of y'all thought Gucci we were never going to release an episode today, but we did. And shout out to Botswana, by the way. I saw yesterday we were ranking fifth place. And for those of you who haven't read an article, there's an article that came out that was speaking about the podcast in Lesego M. Just go read that on Oprah Me News. Go get the article, read it, and let me know what you think about the article. And yeah, man, the podcast is slowly and steadily growing. So, and I appreciate the support from all of you. So yeah, again, please do not forget to follow, like, and subscribe to get a notification for each and every time we drop a new episode. I think tomorrow, as I asked you, Gucci, like, do you guys think, Gucci, we should introduce maybe the element where we talk about the Olympics, and maybe we'll have a segment, maybe Friday or whenever, we'll talk about the Olympics, some of the highlights, the gold, the awards. I know in Botswana they're celebrating Tebogo. I saw a video. I think it's probably trending by now because I saw it in someone's WhatsApp status. So it's probably trending where, like, they had that guy who got COVID, the number one guy who broke a record. I forgot his name. So Tebogo Musile, and he was on a wheelchair, but he got COVID 24. COVID 24, he got COVID, and that's why I probably got the bronze, which is third place. So yeah, man, do let me know what you think about that. I think maybe it's a thing. Let's talk about it. Do let me know, or maybe we should also, like, maybe talk about the Miss SA thingy as well. But I feel like that a lot of people have already touched on it, and I think from where I stand as far as, like, this Miss SA, let's talk about it a bit. Where I stand with this Miss SA Chandis is that, it was easy, dog. Like, for some of the people who were involved in this thing to keep quiet, they could have just kept quiet about everything. But the need to say something always, I think, I don't know if it's the eager to stay relevant or whatever, or to protect international what. I don't know why people do that, because now you look at Peltusi, you look at Somizi, you look at some of the people who were like icon. You were saying some of these things, they're being dragged by Chris XL. Like, I'm looking at Pearl, I'm talking, as much as DJ Smooth did apologize about that, but like, that was not a real apology, because it's like, yeah, I apologize, but and they used to tell me, Guti, when you apologize and within your apology you start saying but, it means everything that you say prior to saying but, it's all being erased. You have to give an apology, and it doesn't have to have buts. Yeah, man, that's my opinion. I think maybe even Banner Boy, I think we also need to touch on the Banner Boy tweet, and the Nigeria and South Africa thingy. I think it's getting, by the day, it's getting more toxic, between the relationship that we have with Nigeria, and Nigeria is disqualified from the Olympic. So I think there's just certain things that we need to talk about. I think if we have to, maybe tomorrow we'll start to talk about the Miss SA Shandis, and I'll give you my opinion on what I think on everything related to that, and also, like, speak about the Banner Boys import and how that potentially can harm his brand. Or might, it's already harmed, and I don't know if it was even like bitterness of him, like, if it was bitterness, him being bitter, and so yeah, do let me know what you think, man. Do let me know what you think on the comment section. I'm your host with the most, Lesego M report, aka Shoot Your Shot, and maybe you might get a chance to call me daddy like Cairo. So yeah, man, that's my take for today's episode, man. I know we have a lot to unpack, but limited amount of time. So yeah, man, do let me know what are some of the things that I'm missing out on, some of the things that you feel like we need to talk about. We are on YouTube as well. And please do not forget to follow and subscribe on those platforms, every platforms. For those who are complaining with me on YouTube, we are on YouTube now. Do let us know what you think of the podcast, man. What do we need to introduce besides the video? We are working on the video episodes. So that, besides that, do let us know what you think. The song of the day. The song of the day is Bayazi. I think I did mention Gucci. The song of the day is Bayazi, featuring Shava the DJ, Dito, Vino Keys, Melo and Sleaze, Nobuntu Vilagazi, and Cowboy. The song was released 8 months ago and currently sits at 2.9 million on YouTube alone. That's a lot. So there's also Spotify, Apple Music, there's also Amazon Music. So you can only imagine how piano is growing within and outside the borders of South Africa. Yeah, man. Did you enjoy the episode? Please rate the episode at the end. at the end, man. I know. Do you guys perhaps maybe want us to also like go back to a point where we like had the intro music and like the music in the background and like music at the end? Do you guys maybe want that to come back again? Do let me know in the comment section if you want that to come back again. I am Lesego M. I am Lesego M. I am your host with the most Lesego M Daddy Report, aka Shisha, that maybe you might get a chance to call me Daddy like Cairo. So let's meet tomorrow on another exciting episode of Backroom Convos with Lesego M. Please do not forget to follow, like, and subscribe to get a notification for each and every time we drop a new episode. Have a lovely afternoon. Cheers.